I'm joined now by Senator Tom Tillis of the great state of North Carolina. Senator Tillis, it must be with a very mixed reaction that you watch this because it's a great virtual convention for the Republicans thus far, but it should be in Charlotte, as you and I both should be.
Absolutely. The only thing that would make this convention better if it was about 20 minutes from where I'm standing right now with about 50,000 excited people hearing stories of optimism, patriotism, and hope. But I think it's a great convention, the exact opposite of the canceled convention we saw last week.
I have been playing all of these testimonies, and I don't know how the RNC and the president pulled this together so quickly, Senator Tillis, but it really is shining.
Oh, I think so. What was interesting is some of the questions I got from reporters last week, or it looks like the convention is in disarray. We don't even know what to expect next week. And I think they should look at an extraordinary event. If you think about last week, it was as if you were eavesdropping on a Zoom video conference for the Democratic Party. It was inauthentic. It was staged. If you think about Elizabeth Warren's speech, these speeches are live. People are telling incredible stories, and it's uplifting. The only thing that make it better if it was down in Charlotte at the Spectrum Center, and we had 50,000 people literally having tears come to their eyes with some of the speeches and stories we've seen this week. So
I would
Charlotte, I
love
think
the
it'll be
crowd
even
reaction.
better.
The funniest or the most ironic reaction I saw last night on Twitter, Senator Tillis, all of the blue check, blue bubble Twitter people were wringing their hands over the fact the president pardoned a completely rehabilitated felon, brought him back into society, and that he made 5 new Americans, and they were outraged he was doing it at the White House. They apparently forgot President Obama filling out his ESPN brackets annually at the White House. I mean, honestly, they are out of arguments.
Well, I think that they're concerned that the president's record is being exposed, that he got criminal justice reform done, that he got long-term funding for HBCUs done, that he got an economy going that had minorities and women employed at the highest numbers in virtually the history of this country. And they're afraid that people are paying attention and actually understanding what has been done since President Trump got into office. They're terrified of that. They're also terrified of us pointing to the fact that our cities are being destroyed, our communities are less safe, and the Democrats are turning a blind eye towards it. And I would, if I were them, I'd be worried too, because this is when the American people start paying attention to an election. And if they know they have a president that's lowered taxes and focused on the conditions of minorities far more than Joseph Biden ever has over the last 47 years, that's going to have a consequence for the Democrats on election day, and they know it.
Now, Senator Tillis, I have got my son's in-laws, our constituency here. They're naturalized Americans. One is a teacher, another is a scientist and educator. I don't know how they're going to vote. They're participating in a drug trial for the vaccine for the virus, which a lot of that is going on in the research triangle of your great state. But how do you feel about your reelection? They're pretty upbeat about the economy and the president. I haven't asked about, people's votes are their own business and the family. You don't want to bring politics in. How do you feel about your reelection down there?
Well, Hugh, I think I've had people ask me, we've got polls that are tracking the way they did in 2014. I tell everyone, when everybody understands that Cal Cunningham has said that he would raise taxes, and he already did when he was a state senator at the worst possible time, the height of a recession, when people know that he then, making a six-figure income, took $40,000 in taxpayer dollars to renovate his house, a historic tax credit where he put in a wet bar and updated his master bedroom. When people know that he supports the Green New Deal, that he would support the nuclear option that would allow the expansion of the Supreme Court, the admission of D.C. as a state, the passage of the Green New Deal, the tax increases that I've already talked about, they're absolutely going to reject him in North Carolina, and that's why we're going to win.
I have told everyone on election night, I think North Carolina closes the first of all the states. Maine is right behind you. If I don't see Tillis and Collins reelected, I'm in for a long night. If I see Tillis and Collins reelected, I'm just dancing a jig. And, David Perdue as well, but I think he's pretty safe. You and Collins are bearing the brunt of the East Coast attack by the blue check people.
North Carolina is the firewall for the majority, and Susan Collins in Maine is right there with us. On election night in 2014, when we won North Carolina, we knew we got the Senate majority. On election night this year, it's going to be the same thing, only it's critically important in order to help President Trump that we hold the Senate majority. The future of this nation rests on our ability to keep the majority, to get the president reelected, and can continue to heal the nation and rebuild the economy that was doing so well just this February.
Now, tell us what your website is, Senator.
Yeah, it's VOTE, Tillis, TILLIS.com. Everybody in North Carolina, get out to vote by absentee. Request your ballots now and encourage your neighbors to do the same. We need a strong showing. We need to save this country, and we need to do it. The path to the majority for Republicans in the U.S. Senate goes right through North Carolina.
Vote Tillis, Tillis. Thank you, Senator. Be well. I want to go back and play for everyone.